Hi, I'm wondering where Reverend Jim is.
May I touch you in the back? Good morning. Please rise and join me in our opening hymn. We gather together, number 349 in the gray hymnal. Please be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to the Eno River Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, or ERUUF as we like to say, and you are intrepid to be here. It is so wonderful to see you on this rainy Sunday morning, but we're so glad that you're here. I'm Reverend Jacqueline Brett, and whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever your race, your gender, identity, whomever you love, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we welcome you here to create beloved community with us. If you are visiting with us for the first or perhaps even the second or the third time, we invite you to rise in body or spirit as so that we can give you an ERUUF welcome. And if you're online, yes. And if you're online, please put your name into the chat box and you'll find a welcome there as well. So thank you all again for coming out on this rainy Sunday morning to be with us, those of you who are visiting. This is a multi-generational service this morning, if you have not already noticed. And so the children will remain here with us throughout this service. In fact, they will form a major part of this morning's service. And so we have, the worship is led today by Reverend Jim, our Minister of Lifespan Faith Development and Pastoral Care. And our worship associates are Giles, Julia Jackson, and Lueck-Wright. And we also have our Sunshine Kids here today, and our chalice singers, which are led by Pam DeLavore, and Jocelyn Neal is on the piano. And let's see, who else? We've got lots of folks involved in today's service. And the Sunshine Kids are led by Christy Chilton, Art Hallander, and Lillian Zwemmer. And where's Wendy is our music director. She's sort of making sure all of this stays on target. And we have three pianists today. So not only is Kate our pianist today, but we started off with Nina Gaffney. Nina, raise your hand so we can thank you. Nina did our gathering music, and then Graham Halquest will also play in today's service. Graham, where are you? There you are. So this is going to be a lovely, lovely service. I can't wait. It's going to be full of all kinds of things. So let's just be present to all of it. So now would be a great time to turn off or down any devices you might have on your person. And if you had not noticed, after the service, we will have coffee hour in the fellowship hall today. Obviously, we would not want you standing out there getting soaking wet. And there will be fellowship in general during that time. And we also will have, and we continue to ask folks to please fill out the survey that the Theory of Change survey that the Theory of Change Committee of the board is asking folks to fill out. So if you have not done that and you are a member or you come here regularly, we would love to have your feedback on that survey. So please fill it out. So let's all center ourselves into this time and this place. And I also just want to thank all of our tech people who are making sure this service goes well. John Fellheim is on our camera today, and Kathleen Valente is our sound technician, and Sean Tremble is leading our broadcast media with Mer Lafferty assisting. So let's all center. Center, center. And we'll take a deep breath in together and let it out. And let us begin worship.
Bye. Well, that was a fantastic start. Beautiful job, y'all. Good morning, ERUUF. I feel a little intimidated following that. Welcome to our worship today. I'm the Reverend Jim Lewis, pronouns he, they.
And I'm Giles, pronouns they, them.
And we invite you in this morning with these words by Amanda Udis Kessler, honoring the changes in our lives and gratitude for those changes.
A planet is born, a spark ignites. Something completely new comes into being.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of life.
Waterfall descends, a rainbow arcs through the sky, the ocean opens to an endless horizon.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of beauty.
The stars pierce our hearts, peace envelops us, we are blessed.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of wonder.
In the midst of pain, we find our way to hope and restoration.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of healing.
In the midst of fear, we do what is right and speak our truth in faith.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of courage.
In our aloneness, we see someone in greater need and offer ourselves to them.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of compassion.
We gather in community, in relationship, in friendship, and cherish each other.
We give thanks for the mystery and miracle of love. In the spirit of gratitude, change, and the beauty of possibility, we light our chalice today. The possibility that sometimes we need help. It's part of working in community, right? Part of being in community, doing it together. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in hymn 1010, We Give Thanks. It's in your teal hymnal if you're looking for the hymnal. And
oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for a gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for a gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Please turn and greet your neighbor.
Good morning, ERUUF. I'm Richard Harkrader, a long-term member here, and I'm also excited, very excited, to present DCLT, the Durham Community Land Trustees, as the collection for November. Lana and I, back in the 70s and 80s, were home builders, and we built homes and apartments in Durham, and about 15 years ago, we sold our apartments to the Durham Community Land Trustees. And as an example of what they do, back then, the rents were, for two-bedroom apartments, were $600-700. And they have kept those apartments in that rent range, whereas the market is now $1,400 to $1,800 for a two-bedroom apartment. So they are really contributing to the housing affordability in Durham. Let's see, we're going to watch a video about the Durham Community Land Trustees. Thank you.
I work with the Ellerby Creek Watershed Association, and we are out here today as a project partner for this site on Ash Street. We are partnering with Durham Community Land Trustees to understand and construct some stormwater improvements on the site, including a pipe replacement of an underground stormwater pipe and installation of rain cisterns on some of the structures out here.
We're at a point of having to strategically pivot. Neighbors has been extremely instrumental in helping us make that pivot.
We are located in East Durham at our future development site here on Alma Street. This is going to be our Alma Street Commons development, and what is really exciting about this is that it's going to be our first green sustainable building project. We are pursuing the Living Building Challenge Green Building Certification. It is the world's most rigorous green building certification. We were able to become a part of their affordable housing pilot program last year, which is a technical assistance program. The real power of LBC is that it addresses climate change, it addresses carbon emissions, and it addresses environmental issues and health disparities for residents. Buildings like this aren't normally built in communities of color, low-income communities that actually need them the most because they're breathing in all types of things. We don't know we do know a little bit of what's in this air, and it's not great. And so being able to have construction that addresses those issues and actually improves the quality of life for people, not just because they have shelter, but just because they're healthier, is really going to have a huge impact on this neighborhood and on this community. It can be a replica for other affordable housing development across Durham and across the state. We're here. We just want to encourage other developers, other small infill developers, to really pursue green sustainable housing. It's something that our community needs. It will address those environmental justice issues.
So now as we enter worship, things are going to be shaped a little differently today. We're going to try some new things together as a community. And so I'd like to invite the children and youth and young at heart and anybody who'd like to join us here on the chancel. Our space is a little limited, but it would be lovely to have you down on our chancel this morning. And you get to be down here for longer than usual today. And I may need your assistance from the people coming down to help create certain parts of our worship. You will see what I mean. Yes, there's some lovely pillows. That's excellent. Come on down. You may have to share some of those pillows if a lot of people come down, and that's okay. Excellent. We got some people come on down. of people coming in. I love it. And so to begin our journey of gratitude and change this morning, the Sunshine Kids and their directors, especially Christy, are going to lead us in a song right now. Christy, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see so many faces down here. We are going to sing a song about gratitude, and it's called Gratitude Attitude. Does anybody have any idea what a gratitude attitude might be? Does anybody know what that might mean? No, we're not going to listen to a book. We're going to sing a song. Does anybody know what a gratitude attitude might be?
When you have an attitude, you sing gratitude attitude.
That's right. That's right. Your attitude is kind of how you feel about things, right? So it just means to have a grateful heart. The Sunshine Kids have been working on this song. It's very easy, so the rest of you will catch on, and then it includes a time for sharing. So we're going to say, what are you grateful for? And each of you, if you'd like, you can raise your hand and have a chance to share something that you're grateful for. Then we'll sing through the song again, and at the end, then we're going to end with a great big gratitude. Okay? So we'll see how this goes. All right, you ready? I've got a gratitude attitude. I've got a gratitude attitude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got a gratitude attitude. I've got a gratitude attitude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here comes the question. What are you grateful for? Who wants to say?
I'm thankful for family. My dad. I'm grateful for the earth. I'm grateful for my mom.
Ready? What are you grateful for?
My dog. Oxygen. My cats. The fact that we're able to hear him sing songs and you know, that. My dog. Love.
All right, let's sing our song one more time. I've got a gratitude attitude. I've got a gratitude attitude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got a gratitude attitude. I've got a gratitude attitude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2, 3, 4. Gratitude. Reverend Jim?
Oh, go ahead, take it over to Wendy. Excellent. You all did such a good job with that. And thank all of you for helping us out with the singing too, all of you out there in the pews. I heard you also. All right, so I'm gonna get cozy down here for a second. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to pull out a little friend who's going to help me with this story. I'm going to introduce you to this friend. What is this friend, first of all? A caterpillar. Do you all agree? I'm checking out. I'm checking. So yes, indeed, this is a caterpillar. This is Carl, the caterpillar. Right, and we're going to go on a little journey with Carl the caterpillar this morning. See, Carl, at the beginning of this tale, Carl is a very content Caterpillar. What does the word content mean?
I don't know.
Happy. Somebody said, is that what you were thinking too? Yeah, it's okay not to know, but content means happy. And he spends his days crawling. Can you give me some crawling shoulders? Out there, you can give me some crawling shoulders too. He spends his days crawling and eating, and crawling and eating, and crawling and eating, and crawling and eating. And why is he doing all of that eating? Why is he? Oh my. I'm going to come back to y'all later because y'all might know where this story's going. Yeah, what do you have to do to change? Sometimes you have to
Try your best.
You have to try your best. Yes. And so sometimes you have to grow. Yes, and that's what that eating helps him to do. Yes. And see, Carl just loves his life. It's not very complicated. All he has to do is crawl and eat, right? That sounds like a real nice life to me. It's the simple joys. And see, look, I wouldn't want to eat leaves, but it's possible that leaves are like gourmet food for a caterpillar. But I digress. How many people here have had a time in their life when everything was easy and smooth and it was real easy to be grateful? Anybody had a time like that? You've had a time like that? I see a lot of people down here, some people up there have had times when it is easy to be grateful. It is easy to be grateful. And I think those are wonderful times. I'm very glad for those times. I think Ocean has a lot of gratitude also for our monitor. I love it. But I'm glad for those times, and where, like Carl, we get to eat and stroll and grow, and we don't need to worry about our problems. Those are some wonderful times in life. And they're wonderful times in our world, too, when those times come up for us, and we don't have to worry about every little thing that's going on. Those are some wonderful times of relief. So my friends down here on the chancel, I'm about to ask you to help me with something. I'm about to ask you to help me with something. The next part of our worship today. Right here, you see it looks kind of empty? You're going to help us with that. We're going to be creating an altar of gratitude and change. But what is an altar? What is an altar? So an altar is a place where we bring items. And these are items that are going to help our minds and our hearts and our spirits focus on something. And today, what they're going to help us focus on is being grateful about stuff and change. So our altar is going to keep changing. So I'm going to need your help in changing our altar. And it's going to keep on changing, and Finn and Julia are going to help us out by reading some of the gratitudes of the congregation while we do this. For my folks in the pews and on Zoom, this is a great time for you to reflect on the gratitudes in your own life. So when I say it's time, my friends down here on the chancel, do you notice some baskets and maybe one treasure box? There's lots of interesting stuff in all of them, and I'm going to ask each one of you to take one thing out of one basket or box and put it somewhere up here to help create our altar, to help us think about change and gratitude. Ready? One thing. It's time. Go do it.
I am grateful for the additional time I have had with my family.
I am grateful for being informed, invited, included, involved, and inspired by new authentic relationships with folks in anti-racist groups at ERUUF and Ollie.
I am grateful for the joy and sweetness of my 18-month-old grandson.
I am grateful for a caring community.
I'm grateful for falling leaves and the change of season.
Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up, yeah. How lovely. I see on our altar some candles. Mind you, they're candles that are easy to carry. And other lovely little items, including natural things. Thank you so much for helping us build this altar. And this altar is going to change while we are together today for this tale. So I'm going to bring Carl back over here. So Carl, the caterpillar, was just enjoying his life, you know, like caterpillars do, crawling and eating and growing and crawling and eating and growing, as most of his caterpillar friends. And he noticed something weird was happening, something very strange. He spoke with his friend Keisha, the caterpillar, one day, and Keisha was starting to notice something strange too. A bunch of Carl and Keisha's caterpillar friends were starting to shed their skin and become a pale green color. Very strange. Keisha told Carl about this, and Carl got very scared. Carl did not want to turn green. Carl did not want to turn green. Was this supposed to happen? Keisha tried to calm Carl down. I think it's very normal, Carl. It seems odd, but it's like it's supposed to happen. Okay. So the next day, Carl went to visit Keisha, but she was light green too. And she couldn't talk to him. Carl went, ah! Because he was very afraid. What if turning green was wrong? But before he knew it, Carl also started to feel like he needed to shed his skin and begin turning green. Uh-oh. Does anybody know what this is? A chrysalis! Were you going to say chrysalis too? Excellent, so people know their science. Excellent, yeah. So suddenly Carl was also light green and not talking? Very strange. Now let me ask you, is the way Carl is changing good or bad? Good. It's good. It's good. Right. Is it okay to be scared about something changing, even if it's good? Yeah. It's okay to be scared about something changing, even if it's a good thing that's changing. Now, here's a complicated question, maybe. Y'all might have some opinions on this, too. Is change always good? No. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But is it being scary that makes it bad? No. Sometimes it's scary and it's still good. So it's a little bit complicated. It's a little bit complicated that way. So thank you for this time. I'm going to put Carl up here on our altar. Carl, will you sit? Will you sit there, Carl? Can you do it? I think you can do it. Carl did this the other day. It was very good. And now, my friends, Reverend Jacqueline's going to come up and lead all of us in a prayer.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you. Hi. So wow, it's so great to see some of you who I haven't seen in a long while Yeah. So what I'm actually going to do is lead us all of us here, in a spoken meditation. So who knows what a meditation is? Yes?
A meditation is something to calm you down.
A meditation is something to calm you down. Yeah. Yes?
A meditation is sometimes when you breathe, or when you're laying down or bed, or sometimes when you want to do it, you're too wiggly.
When you're too wiggly? Yeah. Yeah. I like that one. Anyone over here has any thoughts about when it? Yes.
A meditation is to help you notice your thoughts and notice that they are just thoughts.
Ooh, a meditation is to help you notice your thoughts and to notice that they're just thoughts. Ah. So this is going to be a 3-part spoken meditation. So a lot of times when we meditate, we're very quiet. So we're going to combine a number of things here. We're going to start off by becoming quiet and still. And then we're going to have a spoken part where everyone's going to join in for the spoken part. And then we're going to have a closing part, and I'll just say some words to bring together all of the things that we've just done. Sound good? Does that sound clear to everyone? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. All right, so let's begin by just getting, like what I like to call centered, just sitting still and quiet. Yeah, some of you are already into it. You know what to do. Yeah. Just sitting still and quiet. Stilling our bodies. And sometimes it helps if you put a hand over your chest, over where your heart is. It's called the heart center. And then you could also put a hand over your belly button, which is actually the center of your body. And let's just breathe together for a minute. Just breathing. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep them closed or lowered, whatever feels comfortable. Let's just breathe. And so as we are breathing, I know we've been talking a lot about gratitude. Maybe there's a word or something that you're grateful for, thankful for, happy about, or just glad about that's in your life right now. And so I invite each of us, both those of you who are down on the chancel floor and those of you who are in the pews, to say out loud at any point something that you're grateful for in this moment.
My dad.
My mother. My sisters. Let's keep them going. What are you grateful for? Family, leaves on trees, the colors of fall. ERUUF. If you're watching online, maybe you can type it into the chat box what you're grateful for. All that we're grateful for. Maybe just being grateful for these bodies that we're in. Our bodies that are our home for who we are. Grateful for this breath. And this breath, and this breath. The spirit of life and love, we express our gratitude that we get to be in community today on this very, very rainy day. And yet we are grateful also for the rain because we know that it is nourishing the plants and nourishing all that is underneath the ground that we cannot see, but that we will see one day. We express our gratitude for that as well. We express our gratitude for one another, for our wiggly bodies, for our thoughts, knowing that they are only just thoughts. We express gratitude for friends, gratitude for love, and gratitude for some of the tough things in life, some of the scary things in life as well. Because sometimes those scary things help us to learn about something that we did not know before, and to recognize that there is something good in our lives, even in scary things. You may not want the scary things, but sometimes they result in good things. We express gratitude for this community, for this city, for this town. We express gratitude for all that we get to create together. Yes. And we say, Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
And now, my friends here on the chancel, it is time for us to change our altar again. Just like Carl. All of us have change in our lives. And sometimes that change can be scary, whether it is good or bad. So when I say it's time, what are you going to do? Not yet, but when I say it's time, what are you going to do? Take one more thing from a basket. There's a basket over there with living stuff in it. If you haven't seen it yet, there's some baskets up here too. You're going to take one more thing and help us change our altars by adding another thing to our altar. And for our friends in the pews and online, this would be a wonderful time to reflect on your gratitude about those times that you felt fear in times of change. The times that you felt fear in times of change. And now it's time.
I love how I got the opportunity to come together here with others to help change the world.
I am grateful that my August 2021 retirement has given me the time to cultivate deeper relationships with friends and family.
I am grateful for all of our friends who pledge to a daily pursuit of racial and gender equity.
I am grateful for recently starting a new job.
I'm grateful for the many people who've supported me through the life-altering changes of the last 3 years.
And now, our worship associate, Giles, gets to speak too, to all of us.
Hi, everybody. This change that I'm about to tell you about is hopefully one that you'll be able to identify with, at least a little. Growing up, it was just my mommy, Ann Verdine, as most of you guys know her. We were our own little unit. It was us against the entire world. I was comfortable and very used to the way that things were. But as we all know, as we've talked about with Carl, change is inevitable. When I was 18, my mom met her now wife, Lisa Jones, affectionately known as Mama. Now, to be honest, I was not happy about this intrusion into my world, my way of life, and I definitely made it known. I became especially defiant. Instead of riding the wave of change to see where it would lead, I decided that Mama and I should be two ships passing in the night. The more she came around, the more I plotted my time to leave. But I wasn't ready, even though I thought I was grown. So not long after they began dating, I moved out. I only have a few minutes to speak, and it would take 2 full sermons and a few conversations in the breezeway for me to list the mistakes I made and the subsequent outcomes. But I digress. It wasn't long before I realized that Mama only wanted the best for me. The advice and guidance she offered came from a place of love so that I would leave a successful life, and not her telling me what to do, which is how I chose to receive the words and wisdom. It's all about perspective. I must admit that Lisa Jones, my mama, coming into my life was one of the most positive changes that has ever happened to me. She offers a voice of reason, although sometimes stern, and without the nice feature, there's no sugarcoating, all while telling me and showing me how much she loves me. I am forever grateful for Mama for being the change that I didn't know that I needed, but I am fortunate to have had. Change can sometimes be difficult. However, perspective is everything. I tell my story, especially for the young people, hoping that something I said resonates. The lesson is, change is inevitable, so we can choose to embrace it and highlight the positive, or we can be victims of change with a limited purview. The choice is ours.
Thank you for that, Jay. So I think some of you have already figured out what's going to happen to Carl, right? Just raise your hand if you think you know what's about to happen to Carl. Okay. So you know what's going to happen to Carl. So let's put it this way. While Carl's going through this, like many of us, like Jay mentioned, and like it's come up, Carl's going through some hard times right now. Let's put it this way. Carl literally turned to goo. Did you know that's what happens in a chrysalis? Yeah, the caterpillars. I didn't know that when I was the age of the people down here. I knew it when I was your age. Carl turned to goo like slime, and that sounds really hard to me. Now, Carl was asleep through all of it. He did sleep through it, which is good. But after Carl turned to goo, nature kind of guided Carl, helping that sleepy Carl goo form into the shapes it needed to be. And before long, like many, many caterpillars before him, Carl finally began turning into a butterfly. He shook out his wings. Bloop, bloop. He even had to inflate them a bit. But before long, he could extend them. See, we're going to get up here. Could extend those wings. And Carl was super surprised about this. I mean, wouldn't you suddenly be super surprised if you turned to goo one day and then suddenly woke up and had wings? I think you'd be surprised about that. So how do you think Carl felt about all this change? The goo and the wings and the stuff. What do you think Carl felt about that? What do you think? Surprised? It might feel good and awesome to have wings. I would agree with that. I think that might feel good and awesome. Well, Carl found out, oh, were you going to say something? Okay. Well, Carl found out that he actually really loved flying. How about that? It was a lot of fun and adventurous, and here's the thing, Carl already really loved the color orange. So that was kind of a bonus. But he did sometimes miss crawling around with his tons of legs, but just a bit. He did miss a little bit. And while some things changed, some things stayed the same. He still had friends like Keisha. Keisha was, of course, also now a butterfly. So after going through all that change, Carl felt happy and grateful, even though it was hard. Now, how many of you went through something that was hard, but you were happy about it later? How many of you have gone through something that was hard, but you were happy about it later? So quite a few people through the whole room have gone through something that was hard, but you were happy about it later. Excellent. Well, I'm going to tell you, I had something not too long ago happen to me that it was very hard, but I was happy about it later. See, a couple of years ago, I was living in California. Do you know where California is? You were too? Okay, so some of you know where California is. Some of you were even living there not long ago. It's all the way on the other side of the country if you don't know where it is. Oh, wow. I felt okay about California. I really did. And there were a lot of good things there, but some sad things happened in my life. Some sad things happened in my life. And because of those sad things, I decided to move all the way over here to North Carolina.
What? Wait, what?
I mean, that's kind of what I thought too, honestly. But I will tell you, I was sad and upset for a long time. Maybe like a year and a half, I was sad and upset about stuff. But now, after all of that, I have some really important people out here. Like I have my partner, and I have new friends, and I get to be here with all of you, which is actually a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, and that's probably what I'm most grateful for this year, is getting to be with all of you. All of you. So I hope that you can remember this month that change can happen, and sometimes change can be scary or sad, and even sometimes change can be happy and wonderful also. And after that change, life can be different, but we can still have good things in our life, sometimes even better. And here ends today's tale with Carl changed and grateful for what has come to pass and what is still yet to be. It is my hope for you and you down here and you out there too, that we might stay mindful of our feelings when these times of change come to pass. And like Carl, we get to feel them. We get to feel them knowing that whether change feels good or bad in the moment, something beautiful can still come to be.
Hey,
Yeah.
How do caterpillars survive through being goo?
You know, that's a good science question that is much too sciencey for me to tell you the answer to. Like, that's a question that's beyond my science pay grade. But it's a good one. I like the question. I just don't know the answer. So now, it is time for what we call the offering. And so that means we are almost at the end of our service. So we weave the fabric of beloved community when we draw our circle even wider and commit ourselves to offering what we can through our time, talent, treasure, as we cultivate hearts of generosity toward the upliftment of our mission, vision, and our work in the world. As the greeters come forward to pass the plates, if you don't have cash or checks on hand, we invite you to go to ERUUF.org on your device and hit the Give Now button and follow the instructions from there. And just a reminder, as we said earlier, the November Congregational Giving for Justice is for the Durham Community Land Trust. So any offering that isn't pledges will go there. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your talents. Thank you for all you bring to ERUUF and the world. And now, we prepare for our final hymn, which is going to be led by the Sunshine Kids and their directors, just as we practice.
gotta do when the Spirit says do. No, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. Gotta do when the Spirit says do. Oh Lord, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta pray when the Spirit says pray. You gotta pray when the Spirit says pray. When the Spirit says pray, you gotta pray all along. You gotta pray when the Spirit says pray. You gotta laugh when the Spirit says laugh. Laugh when the Spirit says laugh. When the Spirit says laugh, you gotta laugh all along. You gotta laugh when the Spirit says laugh. That's what the Spirit says dance. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance all along. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do all along. You gotta do when the Spirit says do.
So much. And now let us move into this world anew. Perhaps we are bracing ourselves against the changes that may come outside these doors. Perhaps we are content and at peace with where we are at this time, and perhaps we are in the midst of joy and gratitude for something which has transpired in our lives. But wherever we are, let us remember that even in times of challenge, there is beauty around us waiting to be uncovered. Amen and blessed be.